Hey everybody, back with another video. Today we're going over Proverbs 2 of the Proverb series that I'm doing. We're going to be reading in the New King James Version today, and let's just get right into it. Starting with verse 1. My son, if you receive my words and treasure my commands within you, so that you incline your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. Yes, if you cry out for discernment and lift your voice for understanding. What he's saying here is to just strive and push for wisdom. See, gaining wisdom is very important, it's very rewarding, it is a treasure. And it's going to go on to say that with verse 4 saying, if you seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasures, then verse 5, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. So, wisdom is like a reward, it's a thing you search for and find, and you understand the fear of the Lord, which we talked about in Proverbs 1, how that's the beginning of wisdom. That's how you find true knowledge and just understanding, is through the fear of the Lord. And then it says, verse 6, for the Lord gives wisdom. That's the way we get wisdom, is the Lord gives it to us. The Lord gifts us with wisdom. He gifts us with many things, wisdom being one of them. And then continuing with verse 6, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Verse 7, he stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk uprightly. Try and walk in his ways, walk with the Spirit, and you'll get rewarded for that, for walking upright with the Lord. Because he says he stores up the sound wisdom for the upright. See, if you're living in sin, if you're living in bad ways, then it's just going to be bad decision after bad decision because you're not getting wisdom. But if you walk with the Lord, walk upright with him, then he's going to reward you with wisdom and understanding. And then verse 8, he guards the paths of justice and preserves the way of his saints. Verse 9, then you will understand righteousness and justice, equity and every good path. You're going to walk down the right path if you walk with the Lord and his wisdom. Verse 10, when wisdom enters your heart and knowledge, it is pleasant to your soul. Verse 11, discretion will preserve you, understanding will keep you. Verse 12, to deliver you from the way of evil, from the man who speaks perverse things. Wisdom is going to have your soul feel pleasant. It's going to be a great feeling to understand things, to gain this wisdom. And it says it's going to preserve you. It's going to lift you up at times. And it's going to deliver you from the way of evil. It's going to see, the more wisdom you have, the more you're going to turn away from sin, the less you're going to sin, and the less you sin, the more you're going to grow with God. And verse 13, from those who leave the path of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. Verse 14, who rejoice in doing evil and delight in the perversity of the wicked. Verse 15, whose ways are crooked and who are devious in their paths. Verse 16, to deliver you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words. Now, Solomon, like I said last chapter, he describes wisdom as a woman. He also describes sin and being immoral with this immoral woman, this seductress, who, says in verse 16, flatters with her words. She's going to look from the appearance and the sounds, it's going to look appealing. You're going to be gravitated towards it. But her ways are evil, wicked, crooked, devious. In verse 17, she forsakes the companion of her youth. She goes after these young people. I'm a young man. The immoral woman, the seductress, it's not literal speaking, but sin in general is going to tempt me and come after me, so that I may fall to it. And she forsakes the companion of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God, so she does not follow God. Verse 18, for her house leads down to death, and her paths to the dead. Verse 19, none who go to her return, nor they regain the paths of life. If you go down this way, if you go down with this immoral woman, you're going to end up, as that's the way to death. That's the way. See, the way of sin, the way of not choosing God and choosing sin is the way to death. So we must look to God, look to Jesus Christ as our Savior, as the only one who can deliver us from evil. And look, sin can look appealing from the outside, but within it is evil, crooked, and it leads to death. Starting with verse 20, so you may walk in the way of goodness and keep to the paths of righteousness. Verse 21, for the upright will dwell in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. And ending with verse 22, but the wicked will be cut off from the earth, and the unfaithful will be uprooted from it. So the main thing to get out of this chapter is there's a value to wisdom. It is a treasure to have. So seek it and find it. And through that, you're going to have fear of the Lord. That's the only way to have wisdom, is to have fear of the Lord and ask God for wisdom. We get wisdom from Him, nothing else. He's the only one who has true, sound wisdom. He stores it up for those who are upright in His ways. Also, sin is going to tempt us at times. It's going to look and flatter us, but we need to turn away from it, and we need to look to God in every situation, in every temptation. We need to just look to God and pray for wisdom and understanding. And through wisdom and understanding, we will turn away from sin a lot easier because it looks so flattering. But we know, see, through wisdom, through understanding, we know that her path leads to death. So we need to remember this. And that's the end of Proverbs chapter 2. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Proverbs 3. God bless.